Hello, and welcome back to part two. I want to apologize about the um, abrupt ending. My computer shut off, or the program actually that I'm using shut off. So I want to come back and kind of pick up where we left off and look at part B, part 4B, for figuring out what Elderman's cash investment is and figuring out what the total bonus to the old partners are. Okay, so before I do that, I want to kind of take some information that we need here and plug it into my spreadsheet. Okay, so the first thing that we need to recognize here is what's going on, right? Um, Bayer Capital or Bayer's capital balance is 25 grand after admitting Elderman, right, to the partnership. If Bayer's ownership interest is 25% of the total partnership capital, again, that's after we let this new person in, what were Elderman's cash investment, and what is the total bonus to the old partners, okay? Really easy for us to do. So what I want to do, or what we want to do first, is just kind of plug in the information that we have. So I'm going to put in Bayer's capital before admitting. Okay, so pull this up. So prior to Bayer, or prior to Elderman coming in, Bayer's balance was $16,000, and his share is 30%. Okay, that's before. Oh, sorry about that. That's before. Now, after this, or after admitting, okay, Bayer's capital balance goes up to $25,000, and his new ownership interest is 25%. Okay, so number one wants us to figure out what was Elderman's cash investment, right? We can't use what we did up here because the numbers have changed, the percentages have changed. Okay, so we need to figure out what is the cash investment for Elderman. In order to figure that out, we want to take the total capital after admitting versus total capital before admitting. Okay, so that's easy for us to do, right? In order to figure out what the total capital is after the admittance, we need to recognize here that when it comes to Bayer's, the total capital that was received after admission is our $25,000. If we divide that by the 0.25, that will tell us what our total capital is after admitting. We get $100,000, okay? What was the total capital before admitting? Well, we can add all that up. 30,000, 16,000, and 10,000, which should be $56,000. My math is right. So if we take these and just subtract the two, we get $44,000. This is our answer to number one, Elderman's cash contribution. or Elderman's investment. Okay, so that's part one. Now, part two, there we go. Part two asks us, what's the total bonus to the old partners? Okay, well, in order to figure that out, the first thing we need to figure out is what is the increase. Actually, it's a decrease to Bayer. Well, let's think about that, right? What was his original amount that he had invested? The original amount that he had invested was $16,000. So we'll take our $16,000 and we'll subtract that from the difference of what his current capital balance is after the after admitting Elderman as a new partner. That's the $25,000 that we see right here. So I'm going to subtract out my $25,000. Okay, so to figure that out, I just run the numbers. 16,000 minus 25. I get $9,000. Okay, that was the decrease in Bayer. Okay, so now what I need to figure out is what's the total bonus, right, to all the old partners. Well, that's easy, right? If I take Bayer's income ratio, which before the admittance was 30%, and I multiply that by the decrease in the decrease in Bayer's equity. That will end up being the bonus to the new partners. So I'm going to take my negative 9,000 and I'm going to divide that by what his old percentage was, the old income ratio, which was 30% or 0.3. And if I take my negative 9,000 and I multiply that by my 0.3, I see that the bonus to new partners should be $2,700. Okay, this amount obviously will need to be split between what are their names? Younger and Geiger. But they don't ask that, right? They just say, what's the total bonus to the old partners? It's that $2,700. Okay? So that's how you finish up problem 4B, or part 4B of 12-4B. Okay? So if you have any questions, please feel free and reach out to me. Totally not a problem. Again, I apologize. I had to break this up. Like I said, my software kind of crashed. So good luck. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Have a great week, and we'll see you on Tuesday.